push to make misogyny a standalone hate crime. Lately, framing gender-based hostility through a single-gender lens has become a popular way for people to signal that they are fighting systemic oppression. This argument is usually pushed by modern social activists, but they are missing something logically and philosophically fundamental. The idea that we should criminalize hatred against one biological sex while ignoring its exact counterpart, misandry, puts the entire legal system in an impossible spot. Think about it this way. If the core principle behind hate crime laws is to eradicate gender-based violence and prejudice, then leaving misandry behind doesn't strengthen the point, it completely demeans it. It turns a universal principle into a selective weapon. Proponents of these laws often say, we have to put out the house-burning fire of misogyny first because the statistics are there. But by that same logic, you are ignoring the standing house that you could actively save from burning. If someone openly claims an affirmative hatred of men, minimizing it as a mere nuisance or mean words is pure ignorance. It ignores the reality that human psychology is essentially the same under the hood. When you hand one group a legal bias, you hand them power. And historically, unchecked power is exactly what causes oppression in the first place. Critics of this view argue that the law needs to be biased right now to fix historical inequities, a sort of retributive equity. But that logic completely crumbles the original premise of equality. Modern youth sit in the same classrooms, take the same exams, and share the same starting lines. Demanding a legal advantage today because of past generational suffering is a dangerous form of entitlement. It is the moral equivalent of saying that because one group was historically subjected to atrocities, they should be legally allowed to commit those same atrocities against others today to balance the books. If an action is inherently evil, you don't cure it by changing the management and reversing the hierarchy. When you break the principle of equal under the law to fight historical ghosts, you stop pursuing justice and start encouraging a new form of supremacy, a matriarchy built on the patriarchy's old blueprints. A lot of people in the social justice world aren't actually fighting to eliminate gender-based hierarchies. They are just fighting to control who sits at the top of them. I want to give you something to chew on. Do you think by loosely applying hate crime laws to protect 50% of the population while explicitly denying it to the other 50%, we reduce the actual meaning of justice? Does calling one side's hatred valid frustration and the other side's hatred a crime completely ruin the integrity of the courts? Something I have noticed in these legislative debates is a massive presence of bias. Why are we preserving legal victimhoods for political gain rather than passing universal, gender-neutral laws that protect all victims and save potential ones?